What's going on, everybody? It's your boy J-Main, back checking in with the people. And serious question, y'all. Was 60 frames per second ever an option on PUBG for the Xbox One X? Now, I asked this question because a couple weeks ago, we had the developer of PUBG come out and say the Xbox One X version of PUBG is going to be 60 frames per second. Now, to his credit, he did come back and say, no, everything is going to run at 30 frames per second across all platforms. Now, we didn't ever really get a reason why that became the case. I'm pretty sure he wanted to keep it at, the same level for all platforms, 30 frames per second on the base model, 30 frames per second on the Xbox One X. That way, everybody's on the same playing field. Because when it comes to consoles, that seems to be what most developers aim for. Whereas on the PC version, it's the Wild Wild West. Everybody plays however the hell they want to play. Now, this game, Digital Foundry and a couple other, YouTube channels, they do where they measure performance and resolution and stuff like that. This game on the Xbox One X was dropping down to the teens, lower than the teens, single digits on the Xbox One X. Now, I'm looking around like, hold up. If this game is struggling to hit 30, why would I ever believe that 60 frames per second was an option? Now, the game, of course, is not done. So I can't, sit up here and say it would never be an option. But at what point was it running at 60 for them to have them feel like they could release the game in a 60 frames per second state? And 2 weeks later or a week later after we get the game, it's struggling to hit 30. Like, what changed? You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure the development process couldn't have gotten worse that fast. Now, the game is running at 4K. Which I believe could be, to me, that's the problem. That's the first problem. This game does not need to be running at no damn 4K. To me, the game is not even all that good looking, even at 4K. So it's not going to be something where people are going to be like, oh my God, at 4K, this game looks so much better than the 1080p version. Yeah, you might get clearer textures, but even the clearer textures aren't even good looking. So it's like, I'd rather them focus more on performance for this kind of game rather than the resolution. If they're going to improve anything with the visuals, improve, the graphics, the polygon count. Resolution is just, for this kind of game, to me, it's not even that important. I know 4K is the pretty word. So everybody wants to hit that target, especially when it comes to the Xbox One X, but it's not worth it, especially when your game is not even hitting 30 frames per second. Now, this game runs like dog shit on PC as well, so don't get me wrong, but the difference is with the PC version, you can adjust the resolution, you can adjust graphic settings to hit a 60 frames per second or to hit the ideal frames per second that you want to play at. It's not perfect still, but at least you have more options in your hands. For this, you're kind of stuck at the 4K resolution that they give you and whatever the hell the frame rate wants to do. That 60 frames per second target, I mean, I don't see it ever happening. Some people have faith that, the game is, still early in development. So it's, it's a possibility. I think as long as they keep that 4K target as the resolution, I don't see 60 frames per second ever being hit. Now, the base Xbox version runs at 1080p. And that version performs even worse than the Xbox One X version. I mean, you've seen that game dropping. They said, I think Digital Foundry said at one point it hit like 4 frames per second. Now, this is not just some one-off stuff where it happens when it's not important, like maybe when you're jumping out the plane. Yeah, the performance is bad. But this stuff is happening when you're driving. This stuff is happening during gunfights. This stuff is happening when you're running around. Many people, on Twitter, it's like kind of like a big debate going on, like, oh, the game is in preview, so, we shouldn't critique it. But I disagree with that wholeheartedly. Like, this is a game, like everybody been telling me, you pay $30 for it. It's a game. It's been nominated for Game of the Year awards. Like, and this is why I had beef with that, because if we're going to talk about this as a game and we're going to nominate it with the other games that are up for like Game of the Year awards, and you're paying your money for a game just like any other game, then let's really talk about it. Let's talk about how this game performs like shit. Let's talk about how this game only has one map. Let's talk about how this game is lacking basic mechanics like vaulting. Like, if you want to really get into the weeds of it, it's a lot of stuff wrong with this game. But at the end of the day, many people are having fun with it. And I can't argue that. If you're having fun with it, you're having fun with it. I can only speak on what I see and I can only speak on the facts. I can only speak on the facts. What you experience is your own opinion. I'm only speaking on the facts, so that's what I'm gonna do. It's an early access game, so the developers should want the criticism. Yes, people know what they're getting into, but I'm not just gonna sit here and say the game is fine just because I bought into a game that's in early preview. No, I'm gonna let you know, hey, if you plan on getting this game, be aware. The performance is terrible. Optimization is not the best, but hey, it's a hell of a game. You're gonna have fun with this. That's exactly something I would want to hear as a developer if I'm developing something and it's in early access and people are buying into this early access. But some people don't feel that way. I do. It is what it is. Listen, this game, I hope it does well. I hope they can clean it up and I hope they can fix it up. That way people can enjoy it for what it is. It's a beast when it comes to sales right now. It's taken the industry by storm. So I love to see a story like that, and I would love to see this game hit its optimization like it's supposed to when it's all said and done. So that's my thoughts on the whole PUBG Xbox One situation. Let me know down in the comment section what you guys think. Rate the video, of course. Thumbs up or thumbs down, however you want to do it. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here, and I'll catch y'all in my next video. Peace.